Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with an on-the-fly review for you. Today I'm talking about I Still Believe, released last March in theaters, briefly, and directed by the Irwin brothers, Andrew and John, and starring Britt Robertson, KJ Apa, Gary Sinise, and Shania Twain. This is the true story of religious country music singer Jeremy Camp and the relationship he had with his first wife, who he met in 1999, who tragically passed away in 2001 to ovarian cancer. Uh, and this movie's just about that. I will say that I thought the film had some decent photography, and it had one really strong performance, sure, from Britt Robertson, who's very tender and very charming. Gary Sinise, you need more Gary Sinise. You have enough Gary Sinise. The main actor, KJ Apa, I felt was just did not have the emotional prowess, I guess, to for what he needed. He had a far more denser character than he seemed to be capable of. But I mean, it's a typical young people in love, one of them's gonna die movie. You know, if you've seen Love Story or Here on Earth or The Fault in Our Stars and probably something else I'm forgetting. It's that type of a film. I mean, it's like I said, it's well done. It's not awful. It's at least compelling while it's on. But it didn't seem to push any boundaries. This movie was made for a very specific audience, and it really didn't try to go outside of that box. You can tell. I really thought this movie would have been far more. I mean, as a religious person myself, even I think the movie would have been far more compelling and interesting to go more into the the story of a man, his faith being tempted, his faith being challenged. I mean, if I grew up in Alabama, as I've said before, but I in no way grew up religious. I kind of got closer to God as an adult. Uh, and in fact, there was a time as a young man where I proclaimed myself an atheist, uh, anarchist. We grow up. Anyhow, I just felt a film, and like I said, and it's just I thought it would have been more compelling to see a man's faith challenge and a guy struggle with the pain and the misery, while still maintaining his faith, and the burden that takes, because that's more of a compelling story, more a story that I hadn't seen, three or four different movies about, opposed to just the dying young girl thing. I mean, I'd recommend it. 3.5, 4 stars. Fuck it, because it's no worse than The Photograph, but it's also no better. Yeah, it's there. I guess if you want a good tearjerker or are looking for a religious film, it's it's available, and I'm gonna get 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars because it was just it didn't push. They had a story, they had characters, they had something that they could work with here on an intriguing artistic level, and they didn't bite. Anyhow, that's my review. Hope y'all like it. Come back, watch all of my stuff. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.